Well, I hope everybody had a great start out to the brand new work week. It was flat out hot out there, and not only was it hot, it was the hottest day we have seen so far in our area for 2024. Myrtle Beach, you hit 99 degrees today. That is not a heat index value. That is an actual temperature. And Florence, as you head further inland, it only gets worse. We actually hit triple digits today, 100 degrees this afternoon. And of course, once you factor in all the humidity, the heat index felt 10 times worse. So it was just a flat out very hot day. And here's a look at the high temperatures we saw across our area. Once again, Florence hit 100 degrees today. Myrtle hit 99. Georgetown, Hartsville, and Bennettsville all saw 97. And then North Myrtle Beach was the quote-unquote cool city in our area, topping out at 93 degrees. Normally, we wouldn't say 93 is cool, but considering temperatures were in the upper 90s to lower 100s, 93 actually probably felt pretty good today. Once again, I wouldn't usually categorize cool being 93 degrees, but considering the rest of our temperatures, it was the cool spot for today. It's all thanks to a very strong dome of high pressure dominating the south and eastern half of the country, forcing whatever air is out there to sink. And as you go lower in the atmosphere, it gets very, very warm. Now, as we head into the day tomorrow, we have a cold front that will be to the south of us, funneling slightly cooler air into our area. Notice how the way I'm saying that, though, considering that it's still we are still in the peak of summertime and we're still being dominated by a very strong ridge of high pressure, it will still feel very hot. But thanks to this cold front, temperatures will be 1 to 2 degrees cooler than where we were today. And here's a look at your high temperature forecast for your day tomorrow. Once again, very, very similar to what we saw today, but 1 to 2 degrees cooler. 87 in North Myrtle Beach tomorrow, 88 in the city of Myrtle, 89 down there in Murrells Inlet, and 90 down there in the city of Georgetown. Once you head further inland across the PD and on the border belt where we don't have that direct influence from the sea breeze, it will still feel flat out hot. 93 in Conway, 97 in Florence, 96 in Darlington, as well as Bennettsville, 95 in Laurinburg, 96 in the city of Lumberton, and 94 in Whiteville. And of course, once you factor in all the humidity that will be out there, it will feel 10 times worse. Heat index values will be in between 97 to 103 degrees, so very hot overall. We'll be looking at probably sunny skies for the first start of your day, and then once the sea breeze forms and it taps into all the daytime heating and humidity that will be out there, we will have a chance for a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. They'll be very hit or miss, and it's not going to be a washout, but just keep an eye to the sky for a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. The gruesome heat and humidity, it is only going to stick around. Temperatures for the beaches alone will be topping out in the upper 80s to lower 90s all week long, and then once you factor in that humidity, it'll still feel like the upper 90s for your day tomorrow and also into your Wednesday. And then come Thursday and Friday, we are topping out or feeling like it is in the low 100s. Thankfully, we're getting slightly better relief as we head into Saturday. Heat index value going back down to 98, but still, 98 is a heat index. Nobody wants that. And of course, once you go further inland, as you head further away from the sea breeze, it only gets worse. Just look at these temperatures alone, ladies and gentlemen. 97 tomorrow and 98 for your Wednesday, and then we're back into the mid-90s for your Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But once you factor in that humidity, whew, it is going to feel flat out extremely hot. 103 for your day tomorrow, 104 for your Wednesday, 105 for your Thursday, 106 for your Friday, and then we're back down to 103 for your Saturday. But geez Louise, Wednesday through Friday, it is going to feel extremely hot, ladies and gentlemen. So please be sure you are limiting your time outdoors. Please be sure that you're staying in the shade if you are going to be outdoors. And of course, hydrate yourself with plenty of water. Please do not let yourself get heat exhaustion, or even worse, heat stroke, because those are going to be real factors when it comes to this type of heat. Let's take a look at if we're going to see any rain whatsoever this week. And you can see right here, our chances of rain this week are not very high. Isolated chances for your day tomorrow. We have barely any rain coming on Wednesday. We do have a cold front coming through on Thursday, and that will bump our rain chances up to 40% chance. And then we're slowly going back down to 30 and eventually 20 as we head into your Saturday. So bottom line, aside from isolated daily rain chances, there is not much rain in our forecast, to say the least. Now let's take a look at what is going on in the tropics. Recently, we had Tropical Storm Alberta become the first named landfalling tropical storm of the season. It formed in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico, or the Bay of Campeche, and then it made landfall in Mexico and then became a remnant low as it headed over the land and terrain over there in Mexico. And now we're looking at a brand new tropic wave that is now just to the north of South America as it travels westward throughout the Leeward Islands and eventually into the very warm waters of the Caribbean Sea. It does have about a 20% chance of development on the National Hurricane Center's page. There is still very warm water, but there is a little bit of dry air in this region, and there's also a decent bit of wind shear being created by all these frontal boundaries coming through. So that is why chances of development are only at 20% chance. But I do want to go back to this graphic right here. You'll notice we have several different tropic waves that have now made their way off of Africa into the main development region, or the MDR in meteorological terms. And I will be watching these very, very closely because some of the models are picking up on some tropical development as we head over the next several weeks. So just keep an eye on that. But thankfully, aside from this one disturbance that is having a 20% chance of development, there is nothing else expected to form in the tropics. And one big reason that nothing is forming right now also is because we have a lot of dust coming off of the Saharan dust, or the Saharan desert there in Africa. And you can see all of this dust coming into our atmosphere. And what this dust is doing is acting like a sponge and drawing up any moisture that is in the atmosphere. And moisture is a key ingredient to not only tropical storms forming, but also remaining healthy and even becoming very, very strong storms. So the fact that we have a lot of dust coming into the Atlantic Ocean is a very good sign, because it is limiting the amount of activity we are currently seeing in the tropics. But we know, considering how climate patterns are right now, we are looking at a very active hurricane season to come. So with that being said, here is another look at the list of names that we will be using to name all the tropical systems that we see this year. We already checked Alberto off the list of names, so next is going to be Beryl, Chris, and Debbie. Now, before I take a look at your 10-day forecast, I want to let you know that after this week, we have yet another heat wave coming next week. It is hard to believe we have another heat wave coming, but come next week is going to be the exact same thing. Another very strong dome of high pressure is going to be dominating the south and eastern half of the country, forcing very warm temperatures all across our area. And because of that, the Climate Prediction Center has also put out a very above likelihood of temperatures all across the southeastern United States of America being very likely above average. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say it, but this heat is here to stay, and it is only going to get worse. Here's a look at your extended 10-day forecast, proudly brought to you by Hunter Plumbing Services. It will be hot, and even hotter. Upper 80s to lower 90s every single day. Once you factor in that humidity, it'll feel like the mid to upper 90s, if not the lower 100s. Small chance of rain for your day tomorrow and also into your Wednesday. Our best chance of rain will come on Thursday, and then we're back to our typical summertime rain chances as we head into your upcoming weekend. Here's a look at that forecast as you head further inland. Extreme heat, 97 for your day tomorrow, 98 for your Wednesday, 96 for your Thursday, 95 for your Friday. Notice how I put every single temperature reading for the inland counties on the red. We are going to be in the 90s every single day, ladies and gentlemen. Flat out, very, very hot overall for this time of year. Hope you all stay cool and have a great Tuesday.